Hello and welcome to some more Star Citizen. 3.10.0 is now to first wave PTU, and let's look at the new mining ground vehicle, the GreyCat Industrial ROC, the remote ore collector that's straight to drivable in the Alpha 3.10 patch. Hopefully for live. I mean, it's in the first wave of PTU in some people's hands, and such as my hands, my powerful YouTubing hands. By focusing on the essentials of terrestrial-based mining, the GreyCat Industrial ROC is designed for hard-working, no-nonsense remote ore collection to complement the miners who use it. From its precision gimbaled mining arm to its all-terrain wheels, this solo-operated vehicle shows how important it is to have the right tool for the job. The GreyCat Industrial ROC is a ground vehicle designed to mine larger crystalline mineral nodes that are just beyond the reach of a hand tool. This single-seat vehicle is small enough to be transported in ships such as a Cutlass Black, a Freelancer and a Valkyrie, allowing you to take it to newly added minables that are scattered around the planet and moon surfaces in the persistent universe. So specs wise, it's got around 0.8 SCU of cargo, so it does actually have its own internalized cargo, and that can carry what appears to be 800 crystals that it mines. We don't know how much it's going to cost for real money, but expect it to go on sale with 3.10 going live, and it's possibly going to be a $50 to $60 affair, something like that. It'll be pretty cheap in game too, probably a really useful lifetime insurance token for people that are interested on that. So what does it do in game? Well, the GreyCat ROC specializes in medium-sized mineral and gem deposits, which are new with 3.10. The idea here being that you can get a lot of these more valuable gems than you could by hand mining. It can technically also mine hand mineable nodes, but it can't pick them up. That's what it appears to at the moment. Maybe it will be able to in the future, but if you're driving around with these, breaking those down for people, then there's going to be a huge amount of sort of crystals exploding everywhere. The mechanics are pretty much identical to ship mining. Scan for deposits, find them, do a more precise scan, then fracture and harvest. I've only seen those medium gem deposits on the surfaces of planets and moons, mostly on moons, and you can frequently find them near outposts on the moons that spawn the vehicles in the first place. So sort of bear that in mind. Go find an outpost, go there, spawn your GreyCat ROC, or take it there by any other means. Bam, have a look around, scan for those minables. So what does it fit in? Well, it's actually pretty small, so most ships, Cutlass Black, Freelancer size and above, you can get absolutely loads of these in a Starfarer or a Caterpillar once it's got these sort of like side lifts properly, or ramps properly operational in the Caterpillar. I suspect you'll see fleets of those deployed. So there is no atmosphere in the buggy, unfortunately. It's not fully enclosed, and as such does not protect you properly from the environment. The most important factor at the moment being that you can't refill your oxygen by going in your vehicle there. So you probably want to stay pretty close to your parent ship or outpost. It does sort of protect you a little bit from the environment, but it's not great. So why would you use this over a Prospector? Well, the Prospector is just significantly better in my opinion if you want to do any form of mining, but the GreyCat ROC does add functionality to another ship. So you could take a Cutlass Black over a Prospector because you want to take a Cutlass Black for some reason, because you want to do missions that you could do in the Cutlass Black, or it's very multi-role, and then you could add a GreyCat ROC to it to make it even more multi-role and do a lot more with it. So the GreyCat ROC is currently not too useful when it comes to making money. With basically, you could spend your time making money in a billion other ways significantly more effectively than you could in the GreyCat ROC. You have to find these medium nodes, which are not too common, and then you get a little bit of money from them. So at the moment, not particularly great for earning Alpha UBC, but it's more mechanics for mining. Also, something I do want to say, if you are driving around and you turn this over and it's on its side, you're like, oh no, I can't get this up, and you start spinning it and it's like, oh, how can I get this up? Just get out. Opening the ramp often just sort of like rights the vehicle. It's got a self-righting mechanism basically, and I love it for that. Ground vehicles in general now have sort of like a limited function when it comes to gameplay loops. In the future, there's going to be loads of stuff that I think they'll be useful for, but we need features to support them, like bases, like the dynamic economy, like persistence, lots of this stuff. The materials that this vehicle, the ROC, mines, they need to be a lot more valuable, and that would make the vehicle a lot more relevant. Without vehicle and ship spawning, it's also really fiddly to use. So spawning your GreyCat ROC, you can spawn it at ground outposts on moons and planets that have a spawn pad, typically sort of ones that are like mining outposts. You'll find them there. Not just mining outposts, there's a lot of other ones that have those landing pads. But it's a little fiddly, and yes, but you can sort of load up your GreyCat ROC at a major landing zone as well, I suppose, like a Microtech or Lorville, Levski. You've got ground garages there. You can land your ship near them, especially Levski, really easy to do. Bam, put your GreyCat ROC on a ship and then fly out and go and find some of these sort of like medium nodes, which you'll have a lot more success with if you're flying around in a larger ship looking for them. Some outposts might be in range of a few medium gems, as I said, but you can only sell the gems at a few locations, like major stations and landing zones, so bear that in mind as well. Once we have the ability to move cargo from one box to another easily, bam, with the UI, updates and all that sort of jazz. Once we can spawn vehicles in ships, once there's more types or more value to sort of like the gems that the ROC can access, once we have login and log out persistence, then I think the GreyCat ROC will be a lot more effective and useful. Actually, something else to mention about it not being fully enclosed, there's sort of like face wiping now in 3.10, which you press Z and left shift for. Because the vehicle is not fully enclosed, you have to keep on wiping your visor quite often in some environments, otherwise you are basically blind. So bear that in mind if you're like, why can't I see? Left shift and Z. So that's a quick look at the GreyCat ROC. Cool idea, and eventually I suspect really useful. Just at the moment, it doesn't have enough of the other mechanics to support its use effectively, but it's still functional. Just doesn't have enough utility. If you see what I mean, function but not utility, that's an odd one. But what do you think? Do you like the idea of this little mining vehicle? Will you be picking one up in-game, or will you be buying one if they're cheap enough, whether that be for a lifetime insurance token, or because you like the idea of having a little mining vehicle? Do you think it has use now, or is it a bit meh? Whatever your thoughts, I'd love to hear from you in the comments below. Every month there's a ship giveaway. For the month of July, we have a Banu Merchantman and Star Citizen game package to give away. All you need to do to be in for a chance of winning that is comment on any of my videos made during July 2020. Details to that down below in the links. I'm also a shill for NordVPN. If you're looking for a VPN, then Nord should be considered. It's cheap and fast and helps keep you secure, anonymous, and give you greater access to websites and informations. Use the links below if you're thinking about getting a VPN. Also, a special thank you to Azatec for supporting my content. Find out more down below because they sent me a Alienware Aurora A10, but there's more to it than that, and you can see all the details of my spec down below and all that sort of jazz. If you'd like to further support my channel or content, then please consider becoming a YouTube member, a Patreon, or even donating. But sharing, commenting, subscribing, and liking, all of that really does help too. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the verse.